today's episode. FXpro comes under the microscope in Judge PIPBULL.
Hello there, this is James, and you're watching a brand new series called Judge PIPBULL. I almost forgot the name of the new show. Silly me. Anyway, Judge PIPBULL, in these series, we review everything in relation to trading. But before we get on to today's subject or today's review, don't forget these little videos are for educational and informative purposes only, and in no way whatsoever should ever be taken as financial advice. So I always suggest you do your own research, do your own due diligence, and of course, the risks at hand before entering any trade. With that out the way, let's get started. So today's little review is going to be on probably one of the most well-known retail brokers, and that is FXpro. But before we go into their website and what they offer and their identity, let's have a little look at how they all started. FXpro was launched in 2006, and it hit the market running, sponsoring events like rallies, F1, the English Premiership, where in fact even sponsored two teams at once, and it still sponsors McLaren's F1 team. It has a FCA license, which it got in 2010, a SciSec license, as well as an FSCA license and an SCB license. It is indeed a major player in the market. Now, I remember when FXpro really came onto the scene, because I've worked in the retail brokerage industry, and in fact, I had two choices at the time of joining two brokers. One was the broker I ended up joining, which was Easy Forex, back then now Easy Markets. The other one was indeed FXpro, and I went for Easy Markets. And around that time, FXpro did indeed explode on the scene. Their sponsorship deals, like I mentioned in the video, was everywhere. And that's how they did their business. What I quite like a little bit about how FXpro conducts his business is all about sponsorship, because they were a new broker back in 2006. So instead of having quite an aggressive sales team or sales departments, which a lot of brokers out there do, FXpro doesn't really do that. Instead, they relied on building their brand through sponsorship, heavy advertising, big risk. This is a risky move because that costs a lot of money, and it can take time for that money to come back in. But they did it, and it worked for them. So I have a lot of respect for them for that. Okay, they've toned down their sponsorship now because they don't need to do it so much, because they are a pretty well established brand. And like I said as well, because of that, they don't have aggressive sales. So you're not going to be called night after night by a very keen salesperson to try and open an account. They rely on you making your judgment. They do follow-up emails, obviously, because I registered for an account. I did get a couple of follow-up emails asking me, but it was nothing aggressive. So that is pretty much what I expect for FXpro. Now, I did obviously, when we talked about their licenses, they have FCA, they have SciSec, FSCA, and obviously I talked about the Bahamas license. Now, that's pretty standard practice for any brokerage out there. They do have their main key regular licenses, but they often will have something from the Seychelles or St. Vincent or Vanuatu to allow them to offer certain trading conditions to traders who want a little bit more from what the normal regulated market can offer them, like higher leverage. So this is standard. So there's nothing surprising there. But FCA license, which they got in 2010, that's quite impressive. So overall, yeah, they're pretty heavily regulated. Now let's go and have a quick look at their website.
Initial website impressions.
So let's have a quick look at their website. Well, that's a good place to start with. Right, first impressions. Very professional. It's very clean looking, isn't it? Obviously they make the point that they're the world's number one broker. They're big. Can't really quite agree with them being number one. However, as we go down there, let's say we got obviously a lot of the instrument rates coming through as well. They claim to experience superior execution and trading conditions. They have a list of rewards. The fact, like I said, I mentioned already, They are still a sponsorship in Formula One. McLaren F1 team is their main sponsor. They are the main sponsor of that as well. I also believe they sponsor a yacht event as well. But like I said, it's the homepage. It's pretty clean, pretty tidy. But anyway, let's go through some of the stuff. Let's go through all the instruments they provide, or all the assets which are available to trade through them. Obviously, you have Forex, you have your metals. I think they include gold, obviously, which is my favorite, silver and platinum. They are in crypto market as well. Cryptos as CFDs. Indices, range of indices they have available there. Shares, and obviously energies. So nothing in particular, which is exceptional from other retail brokers, but it's a rounded portfolio you're able to trade. So that's pretty good. Okay, here's their claims. They've got 2,188,592 client accounts. They've won 105 plus awards, 5-star customer service, which I'll talk a little bit about later, and obviously the 4 industry regulations, which we've already covered. They have their slogan, "Trade like a pro," which I have a sticking point with that, but that's just personal feeling. Let's go away. Let's have a look and see what stuff. So we've established what markets they're able to trade. We've established that they're regulated, obviously. Let's have a look at the trading platforms they have available. Okay, so they have FXpro trading platform, which, as I understand it, looking at the research on the website, is their own standalone trading platform. Which is both available on desktop and mobile. They also have available, obviously, like everybody else, MT4 standard, MT5 is standard, and FXpro C Trader. Okay, now this is actually a really good, interesting trading platform. I actually quite like C Trader a lot myself. Is a little bit more complicated than, say, MT4, MT5, but I really like it. I think it's got a lovely interface, very good execution. I've tested this C Trader with FXpro before, so it is pretty good. But again, it's down to personal preference. So there we have it. There's 4 trading platforms available for you as well. So all the features, okay, pretty standard on that for now. Let's have a quick look at some other aspects and have a little, conversation about the size of FXpro. I now want to have a quick look at the actual size of FXpro. Now, I know they have offices, they have a very flashy office over in Cyprus, but I'm not talking about that. I always judge a Forex broker by the size of their trading volumes, because trading volumes is really important. A, for the size of the company, but B, for your trading, because if there's a lot of high trading volumes and they're doing a lot of turnover, it means your trading conditions is likely to be pretty efficient. If you're a high trading volume broker, a broker with, doing a fair bit of volume, then you're going to have less gaps in your trading and the gaps in your openings, because there's going to be more liquidity. As well as that, you're going to experience less slippage as well. So it's always a benefit to have a broker who's doing pretty good volumes. And FXpro, this is now according to the Traders Union website, which I did some research on. They are in the top, top number of brokers. They haven't included every broker, but in their little list, for 2023, they're not too bad. They're not the highest on the list by a long shot, but they're pretty good. According to their research, FXpro does 7.8 billion US dollar in turnover a day. That's roughly 195 million a month in trading. Give or take, so 195 yards if you want to use, market jargon. That's pretty good. It's not by far. It's not the highest. It's not the biggest, and it's nowhere close to the banks. But we're not talking about banks. We're talking about the retail sector. But that's pretty good. So that means the trading conditions, execution-wise, slippage-wise, or no slippage, lower commissions, less gaps. you'd be looking, a pretty safe bet with FXpro with that. Just to let you know, I've worked with some retail brokerages who were doing, say, 30 to 60 yards or 30 to 60 billion a month. So FXpro is pretty impressive with that. So that's not a bad number. Not the highest. It's somewhere in the top 20, but it's pretty impressive. So good for you, FXpro. On that note, let's have a quick look at some of their tools and pricing they have available on their website.
Tools and pricing.
Okay, let's have a quick look at some of their features. In particular, I'm more interested in their tools. So let's have a quick look at their tools, what they're offering on their tools. Okay, so again, obviously they have their aforementioned trading platforms, the FXpro trading platform, MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5, CTrader, all of that. They do a very nice little platforms comparison as well, which again, you can have to see what the different platforms are available. For example, CTrader doesn't offer cryptocurrencies or shares, but the other sort of platforms do. So that's always quite a nice little feature as well to look at. We have that Forex Pro trading app. Let's have a look, see what they have with this, what this is offering. Okay, what's this? FXpro app is the ultimate mobile trading platform, powerful trading view charting. So they obviously use trading view on this particular app. So yes, it is indeed a trading view app as well. So that's a nice little feature as well. So that's pretty nice. I like trading view. I use trading view anyway. So I do vouch for trading view. Education. Now this is something I'm particularly interested in. Let's have a look, see what education they offer. Okay, so obviously they do basic education, which is obviously fundamental analysis, leading and lagging economic indicators, etc. Technical analysis, introduction to, very nice. Psychology, pretty standard on that side of things. Let's see what other educational courses. Advanced education, watch and trade, trading habits, currency pairs. So this is pretty nice. So yeah, that's nice as well on the education side of things. So it's quite rounded. It's not the most explosive educational courses or educational tools I've seen on a website for a broker, but it's still pretty good, pretty impressive. What else do they have? Economic calendar, standard economic calendar. Looks like standard economic calendar they have on that. So that's okay. Music gives you the ability to change the times to where you are based on where you're trading from as well. And let's have it. Forex news. This is always really interesting. Let's have a look, see what they offer on this side of front. Okay, so this looks like pretty much like a standard blog. No, I'm not interested. Thank you. I can do my own research, but it's nice to see. So yeah, it's a nice little blog. When was the last one they updated? It was on Indeed. It was actually yesterday was the last one, according to this, but I'm pretty sure they probably published something today. So yeah, again, nice. Doesn't jump out and excite me, but yeah, okay. Still pretty well stocked on that, so that's still pretty good. But like I say, hey, this is more like a blog for them. So let's have a look, see what else they've got. Market overview. Let's see what they have on this bit. I think this is this section here. Okay, what else? Analysis, crypto analysis. Obviously, if you're a crypto person, technical analysis. Okay, that's it's nice, it's standard. That's okay. That's pretty good. Let's have a look at what else they do. Let's have the calendars, economic bank calendar, earnings. Okay, this is quite nice because earnings report, especially if you're a indice trader or a share trader, a lot of financial calendars won't necessarily show you straight away when the earnings are due. You really have to dig deep. I mean, investing.com does that quite well, but you have to dig deep to find that. But that's quite nice. Yeah, this is quite nice. Nicely done. So impressed with that. That's a good show all. Let's have a look, see what they have here. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I am impressed with that. That is good. That is very good. What else have they got here? Let's go back to Forex News, see what else they have on their little blog. Quotes, Forex, okay. Okay, again, right, standard the quotes on that. They do it there for all their assets, Forex, commodity shares, futures, indices, tools, currency converter, calculators. I guess that's a pip calculator. Yeah, it's indeed a pip calculator. So, again, standard, there's a lot of pip calculators out there, but it's nice to have it on the actual website or on the actual blog there. So that's pretty good. Let's head back and have a look, see what else they have on their tools section here. Let's go back to the website, please. If I can easily get back there. No, don't want to go there. I want to go back. Okay. All right, let's try again. Let's want to go back to the website. Okay, I accept that. Let me go back. Okay, I don't know whether that is me or anything else, but it's not letting me directly. Aha. Back to that. Okay, yes, no, I'm back. Okay, took a while, but okay, that might be me as well, so I'm not going to hold that against them. Exclusive tools, trading tools with News and that. Is that still part of the Forex News? I think, again, this is pretty much just a wrap up of what we've seen already with their FXpro news and things like that. I want to move on now to pricing, because before recording this, I went on to pricing to have a look. And I have to say, with this, I am really impressed with their transparency on this, because I haven't seen this a lot on other Forex broker websites. So this is really good. Let's look at pricing. Let's look, first of all, their pricing model. Again, they're very, look at me. So again, of course, they've obviously got their rewards, their best FX provider 2021, best trading platform 2020, etc. But yeah, that's not what impressed me. Again, they do, shout out their no dealing desk execution. So they're very, very much, shout that out loud. And they even say that here, most trades are filled with lightning fast speeds in under 13 milliseconds, with thousands of trades executed per second last year. Now, as we already talked about, the volumes they do, liquidity, again, that is more than possible because they are pretty liquid. But again, they really are go on this. They really shout that no dealing desk. They even go like the reason why, ultra fast execution because of it, deep liquidity. But they go into a bit more detail, and this is what's really impressed us, or impressed me in particular. They actually go into how the client's orders are processed and activated, and it's pretty transparent. They make us point that they're not an STP broker. They did many years ago claim to be that. They're not an ECN, and why that is. But then this is the bit I really liked, when they actually go and say, statistically what they've done. The slippage stats, for example, in 2022. Again, this is nice. This is very well explained. And then there's the weak requote, easy for me to say, requote stats as well, which is also really impressive. They even then go on to say and explain where their trades are executed. And yeah, this is probably, out of most things I've looked at FXpro, it's impressed me the most. I like this a lot, but very much so. Very, very impressive. So, pretty substantial there with the trading tools available. Their blog is quite clean. Information they're providing is pretty good. It's standard. It's not revolutionary. It's not blowing me away, but it's still pretty good. And I am pretty impressed with it. What I did say in the last segment, though, more than anything else, I am really, really impressed with how they explain their pricing in particular. I think that is exceptional. I really do. I think that's brilliant. It's very transparent. I've worked with a number of brokers in the years who aren't that transparent or that proud. They have a sense of pride that they obviously are, no dealing desk intervention. And, They make a big thing about it, but that's fair enough. Something to be proud of, and I'm really genuinely impressed with that. Very impressed. Now let's have a quick look at some, what deposit methods they have, and I also want to have a quick look at their social as well, in particular their YouTube.
Deposit methods and social.
So I want a quick look at keeping with pricing a little bit. I want to look about the options they have or you have to fund an account with FXpro. Now, very proudly, obviously, and a lot of brokers do this, but okay, fair enough. They have said they do provide, obviously, an FXpro wallet, groundbreaking money and risk management tool. A lot of brokers offer this sort of thing. But what I do like, they do a full disclosure PDF you can download to look about or understand exactly how it works. Then talks about payment methods and processing times. Recommended amounts is always 1,000 euros, dollars, sterling, etc. The minimum, just so you know, is 100 euros. I did that by contacting the customer service to find out. And we'll talk a little bit about their customer service as well. And then it goes down about the different methods you can to obviously fund the account, but it also mentions the average withdrawal times as well, which is quite good. Same with obviously credit cards or debit cards, 10 minutes for deposit, 1 working day for the withdrawal, Skrill and Nutella. So again, pretty transparent. There's something else I just want to briefly sort of talk about again is they then with all the trading platforms and leverage information, they provide this sort of information for you, like the leverage information on their accounts. So again, pretty rounded. And I have to say, they do provide an awful lot of information. And I think this is why the customer service support, though was very adequate, was good. They just sort of pointed me towards the website, which is fine. We'll talk a little bit about that in a while. But again, I'm impressed with how much information they provide on the website. Absolutely. Now, I want to have a quick look at their social activity, and I'm going to go on to more importantly, their YouTube page, because their website is vitally important. I always feel that YouTube or your YouTube presence or how you conduct yourself on YouTube is equally just as important, because social media is your identity. You see, I'm a Man United fan. First thing that comes up is Man United news. But anyway, so let's go on the FXpro website, YouTube page. 46,000 subscribers, not bad. Pretty, for off. Whoa. Okay, that came out of nowhere. So their page straight away, promotion. All their promotions are pretty nice. Their adverts, they're well put together, very professional. Obviously, professionals in their name. But I quite liked their little market news videos they do, which is pretty good. It doesn't appear to be daily. It seems to be on a regular occasion. Again, if you watched them, presented very well by this gentleman as well. I watched a couple of their videos earlier on. Very nice. Standard, very clean. Lacks a little bit of personality. But again, that's personally my opinion and my way of looking at it. And I think if I had one grumble with FXpro, it does lack a little bit of its own identity. It does try to be definitely more like an investment bank. Educational videos, again, brilliant. Nice little educational video stuff we do on there. Standard sort of animation, but again, nice. How-to videos. What's moving the markets in English. This is obviously another series they did a couple of years ago. Probably stopped doing it now by the looks of things. Webinars, and they publish their webinars in obviously Italian, Spanish, German. But nice YouTube page. Nice content. Lacks a little bit of originality though, and it does lack that sort of bit of personality. It's very clean, very professional, very well done, but it lacks a little something, in my opinion.
Final judgment.
So there we go, pretty standard again with withdrawal methods and deposit methods. Getting very much, information is there. for you to see and make your own judgment call, which I really like. Social, the YouTube channel, okay, reasonable number of subscribers, is not the biggest, reasonable content, but like I said, it to me, it lacks a little bit of personality. It lacks, the regular content as well. The identity is very clean, very professional, and all that. Lacks a bit of character, in my opinion. And compared to other YouTube channels from other brokerages, it lacks that oomph. I mean, there's some brokers out there who have got amazing YouTube channels with huge following, and their content is amazing. I know people say it's only YouTube, but YouTube is your face. That's how a lot of people check you out and identify you, is through your YouTube page and from your socials. So anyway, apart from that, but I want to move on to a little bit about my experience with customer service. As I mentioned, because of their business model of doing a lot of sponsorship and getting their brand out there, making a big, shouting out to everybody, they never really had, to my understanding, unless things have changed, had a aggressive sales desk. They have a customer support desk, they have a sales desk, and that's about it. If you're hearing thunder in the background, there's a thunderstorm going on, by the way. That's what it is. It's the thunder. It's not me. It's not me. But so anyway, so they're very they got customer support 24 hours, 5 days a week, standard. That, and I contacted them because I wanted to check a question with them, and they're very efficient. Replied back to me, but it was very automated. It was pretty much just giving me lists to the website, and it took me a very simple question I wanted to ask. It took about three minutes to get back to give me that question. I understood they just want to send you the parts of the website to look at, and let's face it, that website has so much information, so much detail. You could find it, but I couldn't find my question on that website, and I had to ask, and it took a little while for them to come back. And my question was, what was the minimum deposit to start with? It should be quite simple, which eventually I was told it was €100, but it took me a little while to get to that point. Fair enough, they wanted to check where I was from, but to that question, it took a little while. There was a lot of pointing me in that direction to the website, but that's pretty much standard automated. Saying that, it was good enough. It wasn't anything, for me to, go, oh my God, that's a game changer, or that's why I wouldn't go and do business with FXpro, not at all. So that wouldn't change anything for me. In overall, though, FXpro is clearly, obviously, a very good, well-established professional broker. They have their identity, their branding, which I admire a lot. For me personally, it lacks a little bit of personality to me, but that's me. That shouldn't be taken down to them out of that at all. I think their website is the information they provide and what they do provide, very professional, very clean. Execution is good as well. If I tested execution, I can't complain about that either. Pretty standard. One of the, up there, or some of the better brokers as well I've done. So the execution's good. Customer support, fine. Like I say, just lacks that little human touch, which I do personally like when I'm in financial service industry. And the only other thing I have to say, which again is down to me, it's just me, I really don't like their tagline. FXpro, trade Forex like a pro. I really don't like that. I just find it, but that's me. Other than that, though, good broker, well established, good history, brilliant website with so much information. Very proud of their execution. They shout about it, so they should be. So good for them. Now, what we do in Judge Pitbull, we give ratings out of 10 pips, 10 pips being the highest, only clearly down to my own personal opinion. I'm going to give FXpro 8 pips out of 10. But other than that, that's, again, it's just me. Anywho, I hope you found this little review interesting and enjoyable and insightful. Don't forget, these little videos are for educational and informative purposes only, and in no way whatsoever should ever be taken as financial advice or a suggestion or recommendation, of course. I always suggest you do your own research, do your own due diligence, and of course know the risks at hand before opening any trade or opening any trading account. Till next time, every single one of you, trade safe.